Serious problems.
Right, Jimmy, what's your serious problem?
I have no idea, mate. Because, I don't have a serious problem, mate. We're in the US having a good time and living the dream. So no serious problems.
I think 1 week from now, last week, the first week here, then we had many skiers problems. So now we're kind of starting to forget them, huh?
Yeah, we're getting towards the end of the problems. Now it's just curious. But the first week was the first 10 days were a little bit troubled, I would say.
Yeah, you had a couple of pretty big serious problems, actually, you know?
Actually, this is like the worst shit show ever. I come to the US, I was like so stoked on going here, coming to the camp. We're at the skiers camp, we're having fun with the kids, and like on the second afternoon, I started to be like, wow, I'm really jet lagged. I'm really tired. And but whatever, people get jet lags, right? So we go home, and in the evening I was so tired already. Slept really poorly. Woke up the next day, and it's like my whole body was hurting, and I was thinking like, wow, this is the worst jet lag I've ever had. And because like after the World Cup in Lake Placid, when we came back to Europe, I was a bit tired. I was like a bit semi-ill, but I was also really jet lagged, and I just felt horrible. And I felt a bit similar. So both you and I, Jamie, had come to the conclusion that I'm just horrible to managing and to dealing with jet lags. But so we go on to the serious camp. Everything that can go wrong goes wrong. We were late on our own camp because our freaking car broke down. Like the brake just fell off. It's like, how can a brake even fall off? Like the caliper just got stuck between the disc and the wheel, and the wheel wasn't moving 1 centimeter forward or backward. So we got caught. We got rescued. Somebody came to pick us up, but while we were waiting for this dude to rescue us, I was a bit like, wow, I'm not sure. I think I might turn into something more than a jet lag now. And then in the car there, I was like, wow, I actually feel really shit now. And I think I got a fever within like probably an hour actually, from feeling really wrecked to like getting a fever. We arrive at the stadium, and I'm just going to the toilet, heading to the toilet straight, and then things go out the wrong way. So I immediately tell Jimmy, who I also heard was on the toilet. I was like, Jimmy, I think you have to carry this one. Went to a hotel, Zermatt Resort. Every skier that's been at the Junior World Championships 2017 has been staying there. So went to the Zermatt Resort, asked ChatGPT what to do and how to feel better. I still thought I was just like a bit fucked from the jet lag. And then ChatGPT said, you probably really want to do a COVID test by now, because you either have the flu or COVID. That's like all your symptoms. And I was like, I don't have COVID. Did a test, and it was as positive as it could be. Had a fever for like 3 or 4 days, and was like isolated in a hotel room for the first 7 days, maybe 6 days.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So I was living the dream. We're coming to America, and what am I seeing of all this like nice landscape, like the good training opportunities? I'm seeing the inside of a hotel room.
But tell you, Mika, I'm gonna tell you what's my skiers problem actually. So we're already like 3-4 minutes into a podcast, and you haven't even presented our guest. You've just been blabbing on about how yourself and I felt so shit. And
mate, our guest today doesn't need presenting. This is Alvar Alev. He's one of the OG Skirious guests as well. I think we've had him on in like maybe the first year.
Yeah.
I've been living together with Alvar since, how long do we live together?
Soon to be 3 years then.
3 years. So sorry, this was more like just a normal friendship conversation rather than a podcast.
Yeah, he's still a guest, and not everybody knows him on the podcast.
Everybody on our podcast knows Alvar Alev.
Yeah.
I actually, you know what, people in the comments, actually, if you didn't know Alvar Alev before, write it in the comments, because also you've been living under a rock if you didn't know him before.
But right, we've had this like since this spring, we've had this thing we've started doing all the time. It's like you make 2 A's with your fingers. And you just say Alvar Alev.
In a Norwegian slang, that's important.
What do you think about that, Alvar?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that so many people dream to be on the podcast for the first time, and I get to be here a second time. That's already like ultimate honor of in the skiing community. But I think it took me a while to get this thing as well, because you and Simon Hjelmeset, right?
Yeah.
Tried to keep it a bit like mysterious thing. And then after a while, I mean, I can't even remember exactly, but I mean, then I knew what you were. Yeah.
That's the best thing. We decided this is Alvar Alev. And then we said we're not gonna tell Alvar Alev what this means.
But
we'll
you're
just
gonna
go
always do
around
this
everywhere and do this.
So every time I see Mika now, he just like does the double A fingers.
It's just our thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, there's more people doing that as well. So
It's actually becoming actually lots of people. Like I think Casper Herland started doing it every now and then as well to me.
Yeah.
And we've been training a bit with the Japanese team, and we got Hirose Rio to do it with us, and
yeah, he nailed it right away.
Yeah. Tell you what, right? We're going straight into the US. We've been training quite a bit with the Japanese teams, and they're like super nice guys. Actually, we have to say, like they've been joining us on the hard sessions, and like after the first day, they brought us like a whole package of like Japanese sweets, and they bought like some little because Mika was ill. They bought some fruit and veg for him, and some little snacks.
Shady, chill snacks.
Yeah. And but yeah, it was. I think the funniest thing was, like, started training with Hirose Rio, and then we went down a hill, and I was like, he's not gonna stop. Like, I don't know if they break so much in Japan, but like, I don't think he's break so often on roller skis, and like some of the downhills here in Park City are like pretty steep, and I was a little bit scared for all of us when I saw him go down the hill, but nailed it and completed the interval session with us, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what Vetle said, Coach who's here with us and supporting us. Professor V, that's what he also calls him, yeah. But yeah, so we were going on that downhill, and then Vetle saw us like driving behind us, and he said that he had L2 heart rate just following the Japanese guys. And then end of the session, I just saw them on a gradual flat downhill, like learning to how to like T-brake, because we were always doing that, but they couldn't really do that, so they were practicing on it.
But it was a bit the same with Patricia Aiduka, like a super successful skier, but I think they just don't have downhills in Latvia. So when she came in the session with us in Norway, and we were going down the hill, and we arrived at a T-junction, like to a main road, and she would start screaming at people to move out the way because she couldn't brake. She was just like, "Ah!" And everybody was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And she just like, and then it went onto the road, and luckily there was no cars. But like, it's impressive to see so many of these super successful skiers and really good skiers that can get so far in their career without knowing how to brake on roller skis.
But trust me, that makes sense. That like I know in Estonia as well, like 10 years ago I could have not skied here, like even that little downhill that we have like on that uphill interval, you just don't get to practice those things. Or like you have like small and steep downhills, but usually it's like nice roads or roller ski track. But for me, it was also the first time when I went to the US, and then I was like, oh, shit, that's what I have to do here quite often. And then living in Oslo was obviously upgrade for that as well, that all the traffic and everything you have there, then I had to practice even more.
I think it's also because in Norway and also like apparently here in the US, or it seems at least like it, you're allowed to roller ski on the roads. And when you roller ski in traffic, I mean, of course, you're going to learn how to actually work on roller skis, whereas in like other countries, maybe mid-European countries also, you're not really allowed to roller ski on the road, so you're just on the tracks, and tracks are basically built so you never have to brake. So if you need to brake a lot because you're gonna die otherwise, you're probably gonna learn to brake and learn how to actually use your roller skis, whereas if you never need to brake, there's a good chance that you're not really good at braking.
Learn it the hard way,
Yeah.
Or like I think in the Alps, often the passes are just too steep to go down, so then nobody tries to go down. But then if you practice quite a bit in Norway on like undulating terrain, then it's a bit better.
But talking about Norway, fuck Norway. Like Park City, that's the shit. Like I want to move here. This is so good here.
But it's just way too hot though, Mika, right?
It's okay. Actually, for people, we've had a podcast with Sophia where we were going on about the weather and how Americans feel emotionally about weather, and then we were getting comments and getting messages, and people were like, "Oh, in Utah in August, it's unbearable. It gets unbearable." Guess what? We've come here. I think we've had one day without rain on the afternoon.
Yeah,
it's like freaking raining every day since we're here. I mean, it's quite nice weather to train. It's nice in the mornings, but then it just rains every afternoon.
Yeah, it rains like for a very short amount of time usually. It's like showers.
Yeah, true.
But like, it's not like Norway where it like drizzles the
but
whole
it's far
afternoon.
away from unbearable. It's freaking good. I love it. This is my kind of temperature.
I think as well, like the first day we arrived, there had been a drought for a few weeks, right, Alvar?
Yeah, apparently it was like 3 weeks of not a single droplet of rain, and then the very first, our travel day was the first shitty day, and then I think it was like getting colder and colder for the first few days.
Okay, but what is it?
You don't know, probably. You were in a hotel and didn't see too much outside.
No, I was actually just getting used to living with air conditioning, because that's what you have everywhere in the US.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
We did actually rent the only apartment probably in the entire US where there's not a built-in air conditioner.
And it does get a little bit unbearable, but actually not outside. It gets a bit unbearable inside, because like the whole afternoon the sun shines on our apartment and the air conditioning is just non-existent.
We have these portable air conditioners.
And then it actually gets like really freaking hot in here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about skiing. Alvar Alev. You've actually, for the first time really in like the last 4 or 5 years, and you started to do quite well in skiing, changed some stuff in your training this year. You were super successful You had like some ups and downs, but your ups were quite high. You were 15th in the 50K at the Olympics, which I guess was your biggest goal of the year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's the ambitions, kind of like everyone has different ambitions. So I guess being top 20 in the last few years, I've been quite happy with that. But also the big goal has been to get the top 10 result in the championship race. And I felt like the things that I've done the last 6 years that I've been in Norway was basically like maxed out in a way that I was doing. So yeah, this year I kind of changed the whole setup and kind of aiming for like something really different to get that extra stimuli and hopefully like a little progress that will take me to that top 10 result.
Professor V,
as the Japanese guys call, yeah.
So when you say the extra stimuli that you're gonna get, the feeling I have that the extra stimuli is just doing like a ton of like really, really hard training. Like Alvar is maybe the least anaerobic person I know. And then every couple of days I receive a snap from him of like 10, 15 in lactate. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? Like every day training like as hard as you can.
I think this is a very big exaggeration, but
but mate,
the truth is that the thing is that those hard sessions have been part of training because I did exactly opposite before, and there's so many mass starts. Even the long distances are only mass starts. There are no like individual starts. So kind of felt like this could be one big change to work on the speed and like anaerobic capacity a bit more, because I think the only thing I had comparable to like close to the best ones or like nearly like good enough was like the aerobic part, but everything else I lack. So I think I kind of see that as like a potential improvement point.
You also have like one mental gift, which is actually a gift, like you don't get tired. I think it's impossible to... Okay, when you try to get as tired as possible, try to do it with somebody else than Alvar Alev, because you're going to feel really bad about yourself. And you're like, wow, I'm actually really freaking tired now. And Alvar's like, well, huh? No, it's fine. Huh? No, everything's good.
Yeah, I mean, when we skied, me and Alvar skied Donbass to Lillehammer, so like 200 k's on skis, and basically he started feeling good after like about 150k, right?
I think that's true that I complain more about the first 100 kilometers, and then you maybe, like, if you put it like in perspective, then I think I struggled more the first part than you maybe on the last part, but it went up and down for both of us.
Yeah. But is that a bit of an Estonian thing as well, that you just like, you don't complain about stuff, you have work to do, and it's like emotions as in getting tired is just not in that equation?
I think I complain quite a bit every now and then as well. So
actually, from everybody that I know, when it's about training, when you started doing like hard stuff, it's the first time this year that I heard you something say, "Wow, man, it's quite hard training like all this hard stuff." Yeah. But like from doing much and doing volume, I don't think I know anybody that complains less than Alvar.
Yeah, but I think it's maybe a little bit in perspective as well, because Mika is probably the person that complains most that we know. So it's a good balance. But actually, like, talking about like doing all this anaerobic stuff, Alvar's done so much anaerobic stuff that now he measured lactate before intervals the other day. Wait, he measured lactate when after breakfast he had 2.8, and then before starting the intervals he had 2.3. So like basically he's doing like threshold like.
So I think there's
24/7.
There's no one doing threshold more than I do, because I just live in threshold now.
Wait, but does that actually give you like the benefit of having more threshold stimuli as well then when you just in threshold all day?
Well, I think that's the first time, so we'll see this winter.
We should actually do a lactate test during the podcast and see.
I think that's probably close to 3, because baseline is already over 2 anyway. So
no, but did you actually get any answers of why you had high lactate before even starting the interval? Because it's like
that I've had before as well. I think June I measured the same that I did on treadmill, and then I had like over 2 before starting, but then it dropped quite quickly when I started doing intervals, and it was quite fine. But now it's like the last 2 intervals here were a bit weird. That lactate, I felt really good, and heart rate was low, and like everything like reacted quite normal, and then I measured lactate, it was like quite high without feeling it. Not real answers, but I mean, we did some very long and semi-hard sessions before, so maybe it was like a short time lack of recovery, hopefully.
Semi-hard session. Basically, we skied from Park City to Midway doing a big loop, and then skied from Midway to Gardven Pass, which is 14k and like, what is it, 1200 meters?
I think it was roughly 1200 elevation meters.
And it was like 30 plus degrees probably. Yeah. And it was like so hard actually. So I could not get my heart rate under like 135 almost the entire way. It was just like absolute
Wait, are
cooking.
you saying the heat was unbearable?
No. I fucking loved it. It was so good. I was just like, I even told Alvar at the bottom, I was like, fucking cooking now. It's like so good.
Yeah, you actually
and then
said it,
and then as we went up, I was like, it's like now it's like a little bit less hot. It's a bit easier to ski, but it was just walking up the hill, and I had like 130 heart rate. Living the dream.
I did get really dehydrated as well at one point, so I think then we got some drinks quite soon, but it was still like hurting the body a bit there, so my heart rate like skyrocketed. I think the last interval I did when I had this high lactate, I did super controlled. I did like 5-6 feet higher than I skied just easy up that hill there.
But the thing is, I have done heat sessions where I've measured lactate after like 50 minutes, and even if I had like 155 or 160, I would still measure lactate at like around 1. So like basic endurance. So I think it's also when you're really hot, I think your heart rate just goes up.
Yeah, of course, because your body needs to cool down.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So, but actually, I haven't asked you guys this, but I just really started training like a few days ago. Like, what's so different, I feel, is the dryness of the air. I'm just thirsty all the freaking time.
Yeah, and it's been quite windy as well, and it's just like you get a bit dried out.
You get a bit dehydrated, I feel.
Yeah.
Like much more than, for example, in like Livigno or Fonrone.
Yeah, we are also like almost 400 meters higher than Livigno.
That is very true.
So
the air humidity is very low here usually.
But Alvar, you come. Actually, you go to the US for camps every year. You go to. So you've studied in Boulder, Colorado,
Yes.
and then ever since you do your autumn altitude camp in Boulder or around Boulder. What's the main reason you do that? Just because you like it to be here, or do you actually think it's better to train in the US and is the environment just motivating you more, or what's your main reason of going back?
I actually think there's many aspects. Like one thing for sure is the altitude. You are like kind of like when we are in Lavatse, it's like you are on the top of the hill. Here it's like you wherever you go, you are high up in elevation. So that's one thing. The other thing is definitely the climate, especially when I'm always here October, November. Then it's more like skiing probably shirtless than you get in Norway in the summer also. So the climate definitely affects, and also for me it's kind of like the mental part as well. It's just
environment.
Environment, and come back where it's like so nice to train, and you kind of like get this good focus as well, because you are like so far away from everything else that you usually do like in Norway or Europe, and I think the focus is just a notch up.
Yeah, but it is actually the environment around here. It is so good. I remember we landed and both Jimmy and I simultaneously said, really regret that we never tried studying and skiing in the US.
Yeah, you particularly said that when we were driving up here. Yeah, I really regret I didn't study in the US. So.
Yeah.
But it's just such a different environment than at home. What I was also really impressed by the way, is when we were doing this Curious camp, we were hanging out a bit with not only the kids, but also with some of the coaches there, with Tuan and with Lucy. And this is the first time we really got to know and to learn how the kind of sports system in the US functions. And I mean, I guess like the live podcast that's online, you've probably talked about this actually a lot, but like this team-based way of approaching the sport, I freaking like it. I think it's fucking cool.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have similar things in Central Europe as well. Like,
but it's more federation, but it's not like, because like we had some kids there, and it was like, oh yeah, I changed team this year because I didn't like the old one last year. And it's like, I don't know about you in France, but if I'm in Austria, it's not like I could just change.
Can you not change clubs?
There's not really a club level scene actually. It's like, yeah, maybe for like kids, but then you're talking about ages 6 to 10. But then everything over that, I mean, maybe I'm also too far away from Austria already, and I just don't know how it is exactly. But my feeling says, or my memory says, that there's not really like a club team level of doing sports.
Yeah, no, that's true. It seems like here they have more sort of like organized training teams for like 16 to 20 years old, which is kind of like, I feel in many countries in Central Europe, that's like the crucial moment actually. Maybe even 14 to 20, let's say.
Yeah.
Because that's like the crucial moment where it's also the moment in life where you discover, okay, there's other things than sports. Maybe I want to go party, maybe I want to experience lots of things that you experience as a teenager. And if you don't have super good support, I think that's the moment where you can kind of lose yourself a little bit. And if you have at least a good group with good structure, that I think probably would help a lot. And I think that was not the case where I grew up, and lots of skiers stopped at that age. I don't know how it's in Estonia, but
I think the crucial age in Estonia is the last junior years, like around 18 to 20. I think those are the most critical, and the biggest dropout is there for sure. I think until 16 it's quite good. I would say there's still lots of kids racing, but I think the change happens like around those last high school years, and especially after high school, because then it's like maybe not so many good alternatives what to do. Either you study or combine, and or just stop skiing entirely. I think I think there is a bit lack of like good alternatives at that age there.
Yeah, but that's exactly the way it is in Austria too. It's like when you're 18, it's either you're off headed for the military, where you get to be part of like the sports group, and you basically get paid to be a professional, or people quit. And when you think further here, so first like the juniors and maybe even under the juniors, they have their like club teams, and then afterwards you combine studying with skiing, because these kids go off to college and they race for the Buffs, or for the Buffs. Utah Utes, or
fuck Utes. Huh? You have to keep the rivalry alive.
Is it a big rivalry between Colorado and Utah?
Yes, they are the two out of three most successful ones for sure. So yeah, and I feel like Colorado and Denver stick together quite a lot as well. So I think Utah is a bit of the like big enemy.
Are they the big enemy because they're the best?
Nah, not always. I actually can remember
almost
who won.
Always.
Yeah, but I think it's gone both sides. I don't know who has actually more. But
who is it? Is it then Denver that's like better, or is it like the Buffs?
I think Colorado has more titles. You actually got me on spot now.
They're both in Colorado, mate. What are you talking about?
It's Colorado, University of Colorado, or it's University of Denver. So when I say Colorado, then it's the University of Colorado.
Okay, so that's Boulder.
Boulder, yeah.
The Buffs.
The Buffs.
That's what I learned.
The main thing.
That's what I learned.
I think but if you take like the training part or the training aspect, I think then Utah and Colorado, or the Boulder in your case, then is they are definitely providing the best training conditions and opportunities.
Because you have like treadmills and stuff there as well.
Yeah, it's like kind of like what the like facilities are, plus the access to the mountains and just the training itself. I think I personally think that maybe if you take just the university part, then Boulder might be even somewhat better. But that's when you live in Salt Lake or Boulder.
Yeah. But where do the people that study in Salt Lake, where do they ski actually? Because I reckon you can't ski in Salt Lake City.
I'm not so sure, but I guess they will still go up to the mountains here.
Yeah, so they come up here to Park City or to Soldier Hollow.
Yeah. So,
actually, Soldier Hollow has got some pretty good facilities as well.
It's crazy. They have a roller ski treadmill there too, you said.
Yeah, they have a skate roller ski treadmill, and they have like super nice gym, and like the building they have there for the next to the roller ski track is like really like top notch.
But they've invested a lot, I guess, because I remember when we were here in 2017 for Junior Worlds, it was basically like just a little school there. And I was told by Josh, the event manager at Soldier Hollow, that it was even abandoned for a few years, that there wasn't really anything going on, or at least the school was abandoned.
Yeah.
And then eventually they built this big, as we would say, fuck off building with like a gym and a roller ski treadmill. Because actually when you're a private team, like Vettel was saying it, he said, we should actually get like a professional team on the go here. We should get an American sponsor and start like a proper international team here. And I actually agree, because facility wise, I actually don't think, if you think about the altitude, you look at what infrastructure they offer, you look at the geological side of it, so you're close to a big airport, you can travel easy. I mean, Utah has a lot to offer that not many other places have to offer.
I think you meant geographical.
Geographical, not geological. Sorry, I'm not perfect in English. I'm sorry, Jeremy.
I was just thinking, like, why is it
geographical?
with the rocks?
Sorry, I meant geographical.
They have really good rocks here, you know.
They have really good rocks, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But and the thing is, I think if they want medals in 8 years, now is the time where they need to invest in it.
It actually should do it.
Yeah.
But because like actually very few of the good American skiers actually live here, right? Will lives here now, but he's somewhat changed to biathlon.
Wait. I wanted to come to that after. Right, let's finish and then we could go.
Yeah, I was just about to say that according to Will, like actually the Soldier Hollow resort, or like the whole area has gotten a real boost for facilities and everything regarding the Olympics that are coming up. So apparently there is like probably even getting better in the next years.
But if I was a young American skier and my goal was to be at the Olympics in 2034. I pack my shit in a car and drive down here and move here, train on the tracks every day, use the facilities as much as I can.
I mean, that's what the Weng sisters, Lotta and Tyrell, did for Trondheim.
So actually, maybe we should learn from it. Don't do it.
So you're
Mika's so mean.
Olympics in 8 years.
We're friends, so it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
No, but yeah, and like there is the money here. I think we can all agree on that. Like we've been roller skiing, running around all these houses here, and I have never seen anywhere in the world a concentration of wealth so high. It's
insane.
Actually wild.
It's
like
wild.
we had the bet the other day on a big house. Me and Mika ran past. And
Bald Eagle 21. Everybody look it up.
Yeah,
that's
and
what
it was
it's
like
if you
called.
want to buy it, then check it out. It's worth it.
The house was like being built, or like just built, available winter 2026, end of December 2026, and we started making some bets like, oh yeah, how much you reckon that's worth, and all of us agreed like between 10 and maybe between 8 and 15 million dollars. We looked up the price, $39 million.
Yeah, and then we kind of concluded that probably our guesses wouldn't even cover the property without the house on it.
Yeah,
So,
it's wild. Like, that's just insane.
But I think we actually, Jimmy, I think we should pitch something now here.
Yeah.
American people, maybe American entrepreneurs. We need an American sponsor with money.
yeah.
It would be cool though to build a team here. It would be pretty insane. But we'll see. Maybe me and Alvar will be support staff on the team.
It's, on the Austrian team.
Okay, crazy thing. So we're at Soldier Hollow training, and we finish our session, and then we see Will Koch in the car park, and he's got a rifle on his back. And then I'm like, is that Will? Like, for a second, I'm like, okay, like, why has he got a rifle? And Mika's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing with the rifle on your back? He's switched to biathlon. How, like, actually, at the start, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. But after a while, I was like, okay, this is actually a bit sad.
It's a little bit sad.
Like, his dad was the guy who basically invented skate skiing. Like,
Yeah.
he's a legend of the sport. And he switches to biathlon.
By the way, biathlon being, I've been told, the only long-time Olympic integrated sport in the US that the US hasn't medaled in yet.
Okay.
So that's a good motivation, I guess.
And the reason, or maybe Alvar, you want to tell us the reason why he's changing?
It was simply the support he gets. As simple as that. Like for racing cross-country World Cups, he would have had to pay, and not even the racing part, for training even. He would have to pay everything on his own, but for biathlon he gets kind of like a little monthly support, and gets the camps covered, and I guess that was just as simple as the financial reason is there.
Yeah. It's a bit sad, isn't it?
It is very sad.
It's a little bit sad, yeah.
Like,
But
I know...
that's what you get when everything is privately funded, like in the US. I think the US is, I think you can say it's actually privately funded, right?
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's just
Yeah.
what you get.
I
People care about stuff and they care less about other stuff.
fully understand his choice.
Yeah, me too.
And but it's just a bit sad for the sport, because I actually reckon he could be like he could be up there. He could be one of the really good.
But he was
hopes.
really good. He was. I mean, of course, he didn't win. That, like, I know, but it's not like he was a bad skier.
No.
He's a super good skier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get that many World Cup stars maybe, but I think I've trained with him quite a lot as well, and there was definitely something in there that he could have been
Good
very good.
potential. Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about biathlon, Anna Maria Lampic pregnant.
Yeah.
Very important news.
It's good to know, Mika. Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, I thought I'd tell you guys. Didn't know if you knew.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, Alvar?
Neutral feelings. It's biathlon, so.
Good transition, Mika.
Transition. It's also I just found out it's really hard actually getting like a podcast with like a red line, a red wire that's like built around the topic when you just like the three mates sitting together and chatting and blabbing on about life.
Trying to find
we basically just chat about the same things that we chat about when we're just seeing the three of us here.
Yeah, exactly.
We just follow
and people actually don't understand. Like, this is basically the most average conversation we ever have, I think.
Yeah. But going back to the setup we have here in Park City, what biggest advantages of being here versus in Norway?
Or in Europe, because we could go on altitude, but then let's say Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's still the elevation part is right away in the mix because we are higher than most of the main places in Europe you can be at. And you can train at that altitude as well. Live high, train high. Plus, you can go really high up as well here in the mountains, so you have good canyons. I actually think there is nothing, with all aspects considered, and there is no place that is as good as this.
Alvar hates the cracks on the road, though.
Yeah, there's some.
Alvar was complaining the first day that he hates roller skiing here, and that's really shit.
Yeah, it was like
that's exaggeration.
You literally did one loop, and it wasn't perfect, and then you were like, Boulder's definitely better for like easy skis, and like and then we did actually some freaking cool loops, and then.
But I did say also I noted that okay, it's the first session, but if I have to base on that, then it wasn't the best. That I have to say, but we have found some way better ones now, and it's actually been really good.
Yeah, no, it's actually great. I agree with Alvar. I think the elevation part is super important because it doesn't matter in Europe where you go. Let's say you go to Livigno, you can live up on Ira on 2,300 meters, but then you basically can't roller ski, or you can between 7 and 10 in the morning on the cycle path, and then after 6 on the cycle path, or something similar. I don't know the exact ins and outs, but it's definitely not far off of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't use the roads, you can't really ski uphill, or you can as long as the police doesn't see you. Then you take Lavatier. I think it's as of now the best alternative, but you're just in mid-Europe, but you're on the top of a mountain, and basically every longer session that you'll do, you'll end up going down. You do have a freaking good roller ski track on Passo Lavatier. You have to say that, and accommodation is one of the best an athlete will ever get. Milena up there, she is top notch, making everything, making you feel so welcome. But then you got Font-Romeu, which I think in all of Europe might be probably the most similar to here. You have a quite okay roller ski track. It's a bit short, but it's okay.
Stay at 1,800 now?
Yeah, you're the highest you get to be is 1,850 or something.
Yeah.
But then lots of the training you can do like on an elevation of like, let's say 1,500 meters, maybe 1,600 meters. So you're quite high still compared to other places. But yeah, here we're sleeping at 2,300 meters or 2,200 meters.
Yeah.
And I think the whole day we don't come under 2,000 meters, maybe 1,900. It's like the lowest we get if we don't go to Soldier Hollow, which we rarely do.
I think in those 2 weeks, the lowest we have been is like when we roller ski long loops and we get to like 1,700 meters, like midway or somewhere around. That's the absolute lowest we have been to.
And the passes here are nuts. Like this Garsman pass, we did 70 minutes intervals and we didn't get to the top. Maybe that says something about us being slow, but I think it's also a really long pass. And the other way from midway is so steep. I actually think you could do like 60 minutes almost entirely classic striding
intervals.
60. I think you can do like 4x20 sessions.
Yeah, but the top wouldn't be only striding.
Oh yeah, you
like
just striding
purely striding. It's like so steep and like really, really good for doing intervals.
But I think the one thing here is you have to plan to be there long enough. I think if you're gonna go here for 3 weeks, you do have a fucking big travel. You do have the time change. Which is 8 hours.
There's a good chance you're gonna get COVID on the way.
So I think if you're gonna come here, you need to be here for like at least 4 weeks. Then it's 100% worth it, and we're definitely gonna come back.
Yeah.
But that being said, there's great places in Europe too. But I just think if you're keen on details and you're a bit obsessed about spending time in high altitude, hours in high altitude, then I don't think anything in Europe compares.
Yeah, for sure. And we've done some like super good loops here, like on undulating terrain.
Yeah,
it's been super nice.
Also, Jimmy's going on a smell today because he's quite nice now on the podcast, but his threshold of getting irritated is quite a lot lower today than on the usual day.
I mean, for anybody that listens regularly to this podcast, they know how irritating Mika can be. So if you're just a little bit tired, it's just really easy to get really pissed.
See, that's how nice you are today.
And just for our audience, this is has been going on since yesterday when we played pickleball. It's like little beef between these two.
Okay, we were playing pickleball, and I got so pissed at Jimmy, and I'm actually still pissed at Jimmy.
Yes,
I'm not. I know I don't have the best ball feeling. I don't have the best control over like balls and stuff. But we're playing, and I'm trying, and I think I was at times playing quite okay. Jimmy and Alvar are definitely the best of us in playing tennis or paddle or pickleball, whatever. But every time when Jimmy got to play with me, he just started playing like dog shit. Like the guy got so bad in pickleball all of a sudden. And then the second he was against me, he was freaking good. And we have this system where we always do like the rounds, and then we change teams, and then total amount of points a person has decides the who's won and who's lost. I've lost so high every time I was playing with Jimmy. It was unbelievable. Every time he was playing against us, he was so good and he won so high. I'm actually pissed.
Yeah, it's not my fault. You're shit, mate.
Yeah, but you are only shit when you're playing with me.
Good that I mentioned it.
Yeah, good. Also, it was good that when Mika came back from the hotel, the first morning we ate breakfast together, we started like screaming at each other, like arguing some like. It was
Jimmy started arguing. This time, you have to be honest.
I can't actually remember what you're talking about now.
I said that it was easy to make a good double pole on rollers.
Oh yeah, Jimmy's like, let's take something that he's really good in actually, and then just say, oh, I'm really good in it, so it's really easy to do it. I'm like, yeah, that's a good logic, Jimmy.
That's simplifying like so ridiculously
much. It was him going on about it.
Let's not start again. It's debate.
Probably actually smart to not start.
But and the thing is, Mika is like the worst person to argue with because then he like attacks personally, and when he's lost an argument, his go-to thing is like, oh yeah, but you're fucking ugly.
But that's not at all what I did.
Oh yeah, but you're an idiot. That's not
at all what I did. I just at some point when I see I lost the point, or even when I see there is no point to be made, then I just try to be against, and that's quite fun.
Yeah,
that kind of gets me going. But on this topic, what you're claiming is you were just saying, oh, it's really easy to do this, and I'm like, oh yeah, everything you're good in is easy. I was like, it's really easy.
Yeah, but
I was giving you some good mass start.
I was giving you some good arguments why. But anyway, let's not go back into this argument.
So for everybody listening, getting freaking good in double polling and actually like being on the level of fighting for a win in Blink and in Toppjensvik, it's fucking easy. It's like, why do you not manage? I mean, it's so easy. It's
if whoever wants to become good at that can just contact me. I can make a training plan for you, so you'll be fucking good at it. Moving on, should we ask Alvar the question?
But we have already.
Yeah, but so we'll ask him the other question.
Yeah.
So right.
Actually, it's also like the last 10 minutes. I feel we've just been arguing against each other. And Alvar's always just there moderating a little bit.
Yeah, and putting some facts in, and then you start arguing.
Reignite the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to ask?
Yeah,
Jimmy,
I can ask.
Jimmy, do the honors.
Okay, so Alvar, if you had the worst possible session that you could do with two people in one place, what would you hate to do?
Who would you hate to bring?
Worst possible session.
Where would you hate to do it?
Oof. If I think about when you said hate and then place, then I think I always hated racing in Oberstdorf. So it has to be something related to that.
Oberstdorf or Oberhof?
Oberstdorf.
Oberstdorf.
Like those times I've been there, it's been so crap that I've actually hated it, and I don't hate that many places where we race. yeah, maybe something there, like, I don't know, race prep for race, like whatever race is coming up, like skate in horrible conditions that we usually have. Something there.
Sprint, no?
Yeah, maybe we should include sprint as well. Yeah, sprint race prep. Okay, and then people. Yeah, who can make it even more miserable in some way. Maybe some really fast guys, so I even get like already the race pretty much feels done in my head already before we actually get to the part. So yeah, you destroy me.
So I was just gonna say you could actually choose Jimmy because Jimmy's really good, and when he's like feeling good, and other people are feeling shit, and convincing people that it's actually good, it's super. It's like, what are you on about? It's so good, it's so great.
Yeah,
just trying to be positive, mate. Be nice.
Yeah, and then let's see who else can we bring? Who's okay. Yeah, let's see who's causing like so much. Like you cause quite a lot of trouble. In,
but I think I know of some people that have caused a lot of trouble for you in Estonia. Maybe some sort of old dopers, no?
No, but that's...
Bad brother.
Yeah. Which one?
Yeah, but like it's not so related to the sprint part. So
yeah, but
maybe with like you breaking a bowl or something, and then let's get who else is like really aggressive in sprinting.
Marco Kilp.
You could bring Lukas Nurkanic because he could ski behind you and like step on your pole at every single fucking push you did.
Yeah, but one thing that doesn't add up there is like he won't ski behind me. I will be farthest behind if it's like a sprint session. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
he'd actually just bring Jamie because that's horrible enough.
I'm actually a bit hurt, to be honest.
I think there will be like 2 or 3 broken balls.
I was bringing me on this worst session.
But everybody, Jamie always comes off as like this like nice guy. He's like the moderate guy, like the good. But I'm really happy that now the real Jimmy came to light once. And Alvar's like the worst session I could do with the worst person. I bring Jimmy.
That's a bit exaggeration. I'm not saying
that was literally the question, Alvar.
No, I said who can make the session worse. But actually, a good story. Or like we have like following giving shit to Jimmy a bit and Lysebotn up mass start. We were, I think, or you were in the first row. I was in second row, and 200 meters in, or like between like 30 seconds we had skied and 2 minutes. There was 2 times that I almost stepped on someone's bowl because it was like such a like sudden and aggressive movement. It was Jimmy who was like saw this 1 meter gap, jumped in there, and then I managed to go the second lane, and then it was Benny Moser the next time who basically hit my roller ski there, and I was like, oh shit, but like okay, whatever.
That's actually insane that he's saying that. It's actually insane because we were skiing next to each other. And he was like, "Yeah, go past Jimmy, go past."
Before that, but then a bit afterwards, when you were like changing lanes, and then it was like a little gap, and you jumped in, and I almost stepped on your pole.
Finally, Jimmy's real face comes to light.
But at the first time, I did tell you because I saw that like it was like kind of like weird lanes forming there. I told you, okay, go ahead. But then we like ended up on a different lane again.
But I feel your pain, Jimmy. I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Remember this one time when the Swiss had like they had like some Instagram videos, some content, and then they were asked who do they hate to ski behind in a like mass start race or to ski around in a mass start race, and then basically everybody said Altimiras. That's just because usually where Erie is, and Erie is a fucking legend by the way, but usually everywhere where Erie is, there's like crashes quite close by happening. And then Cyril Fendrich said, Mika Vermeulen. And I was like, why the fuck would you not want to ski around me? And then I asked him, and his answer was basically just like, I don't like skiing around you. And I was like, wow, that was a bit direct. Okay, but I guess at least I know.
Yeah. Oh well.
Good times. Jimmy's in a good mood. He's not tired at all. He's not irritated that Alvar doesn't like him anymore.
No, but like we're doing intervals tomorrow. I'm gonna attack you boys all the time. Mika, first intervals Mika is having after illness. I'm gonna be like, attacking as much as I can, stepping on his poles and...
That's actually because we haven't really talked much about training, actually.
Yeah.
The positive side of things, apparently Jimmy is in fucking good shape.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I was good in Blink, but like on the...
No, but you were also good in like all the training we done before, and we went warming up. I joined you guys for your warm-up when you did intervals like 2 or 3 days ago. And you almost dropped everybody on fucking warm-up.
He was testing if his heart rate was working. Heart rate monitor was working.
My heart monitor wasn't working so much, so I was accelerating a bit now and then to see if it was working. Thanks, mate. But I think I'm in quite decent August shape. But I'm often in good shape in the summer, so we'll try and keep it until the winter this year and not become shit again.
How are you gonna overcome becoming shit?
Maybe take some safer choices and not try to... Because the thing is, when I start feeling good, I'm like, kind of like, oh yeah, let's fucking go. And then I stack up training, you know, like always do the extra little thing. So maybe we'll chill it down on that this year. We'll see.
You, Alvar, what do you think about your shape? How's things going? How are you happy with how the training's going?
I think actually the shape has been quite alright, especially like Blink. Not that the results were like really good, but I think it was probably better than I've done in previous years on roller ski races. Here it's been, I think, quite decent most of the intervals, but it's just last one was a bit as we talked about the lactate thing and so on, so a bit confusing, but I've been feeling good, so I think that's the main thing to take into consideration. So feeling has been good, and some sessions here have been actually really good as well, so far so good.
Yeah, good.
What about you, Mika?
Yeah, your turn.
I'm really happy with how my training's going. I think having done my last hard session today is the 24th of August, having done my last hard session, the 15k city race in Blink.
That was like 8th maybe of
like
August?
2.5 weeks ago, I guess.
Yeah.
That gives me lots of confidence.
Yeah.
And I'm really confident that this is going to be my year.
Mate, you still have ages.
Nah, it's gonna be fine, but yeah, my shape's fucking horrible. I feel fucking shit. I'm dying on easy sessions. Jimmy's like, the standard question is like, Jimmy, what's your heart rate? And Jimmy's like, 108. He's like, what about you? And I'm like, 140.
Yeah.
Gonna be interesting on the intervals tomorrow then.
Yeah. Nah, but I've decided I'll not do what I maybe did after that was last year. I've chilled the fuck down after I was ill, waited long until I started training, and not pushing training now either. I've waited like, I think I'm on the 7th or on the 8th day after my last symptoms before I do my first hard session tomorrow. So if you believe some scientists or people that know about sports, I think I should, according to them, I took the right choices. So let's see if it's going to pay off or not. Good. But also, I'm going to be the only person that's coming home from an altitude camp in Park City with increased white blood cells instead of red ones.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, at least something.
At least something, yeah.
Your blood volume will increase maybe. No need to do heat training.
Yeah.
Plasma volume will increase anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
It's good. We're happy.
Yeah, good.
This was a really unproductive podcast, but we're having lots of fun.
Yeah. Oh, we'll give one last shout out to Mika's granddad, who's been a legend and has made food for us every day and has sorted us out so much.
Yeah, but actually talking about the setup here, like Mika's granddad just making every single meal, and we almost get yelled at when when we are putting the dishes in the dishwasher. So I think the setup we have in general is actually insane, and what we talked about in the session as well once, that if you're actually skiing shit this year, then it's kind of embarrassing to have like this good of a setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than this. So
yeah, this is top notch.
Yeah. Right.
There's still some spots available for the Wisconsin skiers camp.
Good call, Jimmy.
You guys should subscribe. It's on our website, in our bio on Instagram. So make sure to have a look. And if you want to become good at skiing, I think everyone that was on the Park City Skiers Camp was super happy, and we also had a great time. So I think if you want to have a good time, do some good training and learn a few tips that I think can be useful for anyone that's aspiring to be a World Cup skier. I think it's a good place to start.
And it's also just a good time. We had lots of fun. So this camp I'll try to make the full camp, not get not start to throw up on the morning of the second day.
Exactly.
Right.
Thanks, Alvar, for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for listening. If you made it this far in the podcast and you're not following us, it would actually help the podcast. It would push us. So that's something you could do for us. Give us a follow. Give us a rating on Spotify and on iTunes. And comment if you're watching this on YouTube. Thanks for listening. Your number one Nordic skiing podcast, Skiers Problems. Peace out. Alvar Alev.
Ciao.
Serious Problems.